Hi guys, Ewen Ferguson here. I'm going to watch back every shot from my final round of the BMW International Open in Munich and tell you my thoughts and feelings as I'm trying to get my third win on tour. Super cool to watch back and see kind of like just like how like nervous and stuff I look. And I remember that first tee shot, Stevie standing over it in the pouring rain. And like I know I'm from Scotland, but I usually hate playing in the rain. I usually always had it so far right in the rain when I've kind of my first tee shot. I've not kind of got the hang of things yet. So this first tee shot, I was so nervous. Pouring the rain, and then sure enough, started to go a bit right, and like right on that first tee shot, is so dead. So I was like, oh no, when I seen it going. Um, and obviously it was just like hammering down. But when I got up there in the second shot, there's a tiny wee gap, and I knew that the first three holes were so critical because they're probably the hardest three holes in the course, and the course kind of opens up after that and gives you some short par fours, some par fives to make some birdies. And hit that little gap with my second shot all the way up through the trees with a little fade on the green, left myself like 40, 50 foot up over a tier, which was like unbelievable because usually if you had it right, you're chipping out and it's, really tough. So pace putt on that first putt on the first green was great, and touch all week was just incredible. It's amazing how when you just feeling it some weeks, it's just all there. It's got all the people watching, such good times. Second shot, second hole, first tee shot, swing looked great. I actually thought that was going to get all the way there and be closer, but because of the rain, it was so heavy, it was straight down the stick. Ended up coming down like 50 feet short, and I was like gutted a little bit, but in the rain, you can't complain too much. And another kind of long, nervy putt with the first putt, but yeah, it was again good pace and kind of easy kick in for a par, which was nice. And then these wee putts in the rain are always minging just because you're like wee bit of grass, little bit of wet, just takes a little push and it's you're lipping out or whatever. So it's ones you've always got to really focus on. But yeah, brushed it in nicely there. And then that third tee shot coming up, I just knew like, oh, this hole was going. I knew that was like a massive hole. It could make a big difference just because it's probably the toughest hole in the course. 500-yard par four, like pouring rain, it's never easy. I actually thought I ripped this. As soon as I hit it, I was like, oh, here we go. Look at that, like tee pickup wasn't even looking, and then I thought it was all good, and got down there and it was like horrible in the rough, kind of just short of the bunker. So not really what I was after, but yeah, when I was over the second shot, I was wanting to be more aggressive. My caddy was like, just leave it short of the green, and it's an easy chip from there. So I actually played a cracking second shot, just short of the green, left myself a nice wee chip up the hill. If you tried to be too aggressive and got it deep, and didn't work out right, you'd have a really tough pitch. But yeah, again with the rain, these wee delicate shots are always super tough. A couple of nice wee practice swings and just my feel and touch that was just so good. It's such a nice feeling when it's just on the end of your fingertips. Played a lovely little pitch, a little bit of spin. Oh, how's that not winning? Honestly, robbed. But yeah, that was good, and yeah, nice little kick in for par, which was nice because they again, like I was saying to myself before and out in the rain, like the first three holes would have been so key. Like if I got through them at one over, I'd have been quite happy to be honest. So to get through and level felt like a little bit of a mission done at that point. Never a driver off this tee, but it was pouring the rain. I just thought at least I'm hitting the club face, just squeeze it down there. So horrible little necky one down the right side, but I knew it was fine there, and I knew I could. It's all trampled on all the people there all week, so I knew I could just kind of batter a wedge up the green from there. When I got up there, it was actually sitting quite well, so that was nice. That guy standing a bit close to me there, didn't even notice that at the time. Played a lovely little wedge out, and left myself a great chance. Like I said, here you get some shorter par fours, and the course starts to open up a little bit. So yeah, missed that. And the fifth hole was quite a key moment because Smithy's just hold a birdie putt to like tie the lead on me, and then all of a sudden I've got, I've I put a lovely little note, dead, dead armed wedge in there to take the spin off. It was lovely. And Smithy's hold that big putt to go tie the lead, and I've got mine to kind of stay one ahead. And that little nip and tuck with him all day was really good, especially playing against a player of his caliber because he's fantastic to watch. But yeah, that putt's amazing. Look at that back through, take that away. Class. Yeah, and first birdie of the day, well, par five coming up was nice, and it's just funny watching back because I looked so like focused. I knew what was going on. I was right into it. 6 hole tee shot, ripped it. Yeah, swing was looking pure. I was hitting it hard. Not much thought of like left or right misses or anything like that. It was just kind of backing through. No real swing thoughts. Missed my second shot right at the green, which is absolutely the miss. So there's all water left, and it's just you're in the little fairway part there. If you get it in that part, and you've got kind of simple pitch all the way up the green to any pin location. So at the start of the week, I actually said that I was like, if I miss it in there, can chip to all the pins, all good. And again, this wee chip was a nice little one. It was although it was quite tough to get the strike right and the wetness. I liked how I kind of spun it in there. Still aggressive and didn't kind of hang back and miss strike or anything like that. It was something else. So yeah, I mean, you make the kind of birdies like so easy like that when you're winning tournaments. It's like you're having a good week. It's just like feels just like making a birdie just feels like nothing. It's like, oh yeah, birdie par five, get on the next. It's you don't think anything of it. When in other weeks it feels really tough to do that. And on the seventh tee, because it a 7 wood here, and because it was raining, I felt like I got right ahead of it to try and get the maximum out of the club. And I got so far ahead of it that I leaked it right into the trees and had the worst possible leave. And I remember just being like raging at Stevie and at myself, saying like, why did we not just hit 3 wood to be short of that 300-yard burn? Because it would have took a little bit of pressure off myself. Got up here because I should have probably chipped it out, but I thought if I just hit a low fade because it was a right pin up there and get it kind of left, I'll chip up the green. And when it's wet like that, it's just not happening. I mean, what am I trying to do there? That was just never the play. I mean, get guys clapping for it. Looks closer to the body of next hole than it is the hole we're on. Awful shot. And then I didn't like this third shot at all. Everyone was like, oh, that's a fine lie. Was it sitting good when I was walking up? Oh, you're all good, you're all good. That stuff was just like munch. It was wet underneath. And I was standing, it was like soggy, the soil, it was like moving. And I was thinking, oh, I just got to, didn't feel comfortable with it and kind of drove it. Thought it might have got a bit of spin, but it just trickled off the other side. And aye, this is when things started really getting tense here and feeling real. Yeah, it just played up way too much hand speed and nearly went in, to be fair, that'd been good. And then look at that tough wee shot. That actually looks like the next shot's flat, but I'm chipping over a little tier there. Bogey putt. Yeah, look at the anxiety in my face. And this putt was huge because I think a bogey, everyone's making bogeys, um, especially on the final day, like it's around the lead because it's just a lot of pressure on. So a bogey's just not, you can live with a bogey, but a double bogey just feels so much bigger. And I think this was so key because it kept me like in a tie for the lead. If I went one back, mentally I'd have felt like, oh, I've got so much I need to pick up the ground again. I was leading, I'm giving it away, all that stuff. So yeah, I was so into it. This tee shot's class. Smithy pulled it left, pin left, 4 iron in the rain. And I've just hit like an absolute bullet straight onto the top tier, left myself a great chance. It was brilliant shot. The strike and everything just so good. Yeah, I can tell I like it. I'm all happy. Like, no moaning. It's actually annoying because someone's foaming off just before it hits, so I like backed off. Then when I'm back in at the putt, I felt like I was aiming bad. And I was like, I can't back off again. That's embarrassing. People will think I'm nervous. So I like shimmied my line a wee bit and then had just the most uncommitted putt ever. Don't know if you can see it. No, you can't there. I kind of shimmied my line and then just, no, it wasn't happening there. So then I'm not happy looking back. Like, it's never us. Blame someone else. Um, So yeah, not wasn't happy with that because it was kind of off-putting. And his phone was probably, I think his phone was still going off there. It was like, mate, come on. But nah, fair play. Par five coming up on the ninth as well. So another chance, get a good tee shot away. Which this tee, I love playing with a fade. Every tee shot with a kind of fade. This tee shot just almost like doesn't really suit me. Yeah, aim at the bunkers, and I really try and leak off it to get it going right. Yeah, yeah, it was perfect, and it was like because it's tight to the bunker as well. It left myself a wee bit shorter in. So I had, and this is a new Titleist 3 wood here, first week out with it, and on it, this was just so pure. It was straight down the stick. At one point in the air, I'm thinking it was stiff. I'm like, I've stiffed it. Um, Hazard all short, hazard left, people everywhere, bunker right with the pin right, it would have been dead. And I've just absolutely pured one here. So, so good this. But eagle putt, not going to complain too much with that. And yeah, it's a good effort, a little bit by, but a birdie, never going to complain about a birdie, especially in the final round when you're leading. I remember at this point, um, there when you see like Patrick Reed, Thomas Peters, and my friend Connor Syme and Jordan Smith, like all right behind me, I was thinking, how can it be me? Surely it's not going to be me. So yeah, when I went on to 10th tee, I wasn't thinking like, oh, let's get to this number or anything like that, because I hadn't been in that all day. I'd just been going in little bursts. Again, like I feel like I've played this course a couple of the last few years as well, and I kind of know the little hard spells in the course. And I knew that like 10 was a really tough hole. So like, if I can get a par there, it'd be good. Then I've got a birdie chance on 11, get through them. It doesn't always work out like that, obviously, but I just chipped away nicely. And then um yeah, I'm just trying to like stay really in the moment, like shot after shot. I feel like that's what's kind of key in the bad weather. It's just like you get in your wee office for every shot, and it's just like, right, let's just kind of do my bit. And then it's done, and you're like, right, get all my jacket back on, brolly up out the office, just walk about, and you just kind of plod along, really. So it feels a long day out there when it's like that. A lot going on in your head, but you just shot after shot. It sounds so cliche, but if I try to put a score in my head, I felt like I'd have put more pressure on myself. I was trying to take all the pressure off myself by almost saying things like, "Look who's behind me," "Look who's chasing me. This is so cool." Um, and a wee bit of a way, like that is part of the success is getting to the points where even you're just like leading the tournament. It's like the journey to get there itself is so tough. So then to end up just like being there, so like a little winner on its own. It's like I'm leading this massive tournament and like look at people behind me. It's like wow, like, I'm making a name for myself, and that's always a cool thing in its own. And I'm walking with a bit of swagger there, just very very confident onto the 10th tee. 10th tee shot really tough. Again, can't go left. But I aimed at the left trees at the hazard and faded it back in the middle of well, not the middle of the fairway, but the left rough, which is fine there because it opens up the full green. It's funny how watching it back as well, like how many people are out watching you when you're playing. You're just head down, getting on with it. That actually was the middle of the fairway, so fair play to myself. On yourself. And yeah, this was kind of not a great shot, but the pin was left, and I didn't fancy it too much missing it left because I knew I'd be really tough one to get up and down from that thick, roughly short-sided pin. So bailed out a lot and wasn't good. Happy to see it catch a little part of the green though. And then obviously I've left that quite a bit short, but I don't know what it was. See when every time I've won, 5 footers just feel like 2 foot. And again, this putt, I just like knew I was gonna hold it for some reason. Just like looking at it like, no, that just easy. Like just you're just stepping it in and it's nothing. But when you're struggling, the putts feel really tough. And I thought I had a good tee shot here. And it was just wasn't going as far as usual because of the kind of heavy atmosphere. Still good in the fairway, but 7 wood here and just pulled it a little bit. Not my best actually. It was an awful miss. Wanted to get it on the long on the green, and that is honestly just like no go. Because you're chipping down there, you chip it too hard, land on the green, it rolls into the water. I mean, I'm fizzing there, which is actually funny to see. Um, just an absolute no-go miss. And I knew that because if you go anywhere along that pin, it's just rolling into the water. And I've left it short and flubbed it into the air, which is no great. But at least the second chip was a lot easier. Still absolutely fizzing, obviously. But I think when you're doing well and you're playing well, you don't get that angry because you're almost like sure of yourself to like hit a good shot the next one. And this was a great wee chip. It's so fast, as you can see. If I landed that first one on the green, it's gone. Like weight keeps going down. That's a big cliff after the pin, so straight into the water. Again, another one of the wee putts that just feel like nothing when you're playing well and everything's going well. Standing over like these putts, like come on. But this one was quite a big break left righter, so a little bit of pressure on it. But yeah, it just felt so good off the putter that week. Brushed it in, so happy days for the young U-boat. On to the next. Pulled it a little bit, but I knew there's a big coming off that slope there. It was all right, and if it stayed short of that, and amazing that little break there comes back, you're putting, stays up there, you've got a horrible chip. So, the things that go your way when you win a tournament, or things that go like have a good week, things like that happen. Missed the birdie putt, but again, was walking off there feeling grateful I'd made a par because it stays up there on the with the tee shot. You could It's a bad lie. It's not going to be easy. And then yeah, 13th tee shot. Thought it was good, but kept fading a little bit in the air, and just found the kind of corner of the bunker bank, the ball way above my feet in the heavy rough. And yeah, when I got up there, I'm thinking, oh no, this could be like make or break shot. There's people everywhere, ball way above my feet, the pin's on like a tier, and I'm thinking, this goes left, it's bloody dead. Smithy's in the middle of the fairway. If I leave it out right, and I wanted to take a more club, and my caddy was like, you need to hit it hard. You can't take more club and try and fiddle something in there or use your hands. You've got to turn with your body and hit it hard. So take less club and smash it. I can't remember what club I hit now. About a wedge or something. I took less club and smacked it. And like just trusted my like swing path. And I looked up and I just seen this thing come. I'm like, oh. I heard Radar in the mic just losing his mind, which was cool. And yeah, just tap in birdie, which was good. And then I got on that 14th tee, and honestly, like again, really really tight down there. If you miss the tee shot left, it's just like no man's land. Chipping out, miss it right, you can play, but bad lies, get a flyer. There's big bunkers there and everything like that. And I've just smoked this straight in the middle with like no second thoughts at all. And then this shot was key back pin. It just goes to show you as well here how when you're pumped up a little bit, um, how much further the ball goes. Because this went like, my 6 irons like 196 yards. This flew like 210 yards, landed to the back edge, and came back, and it ended up being a real key moment in the tournament. This because Jordan ended up catching a flyer out the rough and going long and making a bogey. And I was already leading by one. So, this shot came back off that little bank, lovely, little bit of back spin. And then I've got this putt, take a 2-shot lead with him putting for par. He misses it, 3-shot leads, 4 holes to go. And I'm thinking it's mine to lose now. As you can see his marker, he's chipped up to there. And this was massive. Yeah, look at that. Just confidence is oozing out of me there. Stone face. Just wanting to go on to the next. Cool, that third DP World Tour win, first Scottish win of the season, third Scottish win of the event, Sandy Lyle and Monty, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, I get on this tee, and I'm just like buzzing. I smacked this so far again. Smithy usually hits a good bit further than me, but not in the last round because I just felt like I was just so on it. Strike was there, rhythm, everything perfect again, like down that left side of the fairway, which is A1. 7 iron here, bit of an in-betweener. Didn't fancy like long with the back pin. I just didn't fancy trusting myself with a 3-shot lead to take a bit off an iron shot on the green. Spun back loads actually with a 7 iron. But yeah, I wasn't moaning with that. And again, when you see this putt here, it's just when your touch is just so on because you're just so in tune with everything, so focused, intensity so up. Yeah, it could have went in. I'm really, really nervous here. Struggled with this hole during the tournament. Already made double bogey this week on this hole. Moved the tee up to try and entice us to go for it, and I've laid up with a 7 iron or 6 iron or something. Um, and it was perfect. No issues at all. But I had a stinky wee yardage, and I was like, didn't want to spin it in the water, and I've played an awful pitch really. But with a 3-shot lead, 3 holes to go, you're thinking, don't really care, just get it on the green. So yeah, it wasn't a good pitch this, but when you've got the shots and everything because you're leading, like using them. I feel like might have been a different mindset if I was like tied to the lead. I might have been a bit more clued up to try and hit one close, but yeah, wasn't too bothered with the result, and then brushed it down there to tap in distance, and still got a 3-shot lead, and I actually thought it was going to go to 4, but Smithy holds like here in the water 15 holds like 30-footer for a par. So still leading by 3, 2 to go. And then at this point I'm just thinking like middle of green, just 17th hole middle of green, managed to do that. Came back off that slope though, which I was gutted about because then the next thing you know the putt is up over a tier and I'm like, oh, why is it so much harder now? And it was a lot harder the putt. And yeah, I managed to like hit a decent putt, left myself an uphiller still, started to come back at the end, which was nice. Awkward little distance, but then I got the worst feeling ever as I'm lining this putt. I hear a massive roar on the 18th, and I'm like, "What's that? What's that?" And I'm like, "That's Micheluzzi's just made an eagle on the last. It's on 2-shot lead now." And then when I'm lining this putt up, I'm like looking at the ball in the hole. But I was thinking, if I miss this, it's only a 1-shot lead. And then if I hit it in the water on 18, then I need to drop it, and then that would be then I've got a playoff, and then I need to. And my head was spiraling, so such a bad wee feeling this, and this was probably the worst stroke of the bloody day. But I just thought it's so close, just jab it in. I just kind of put a little short stroke on and just popped it in there. Still leading by 2, 3 would have felt so much nicer. So thanks, Mika, for putting that pressure on me. But winning a golf tournament's never going to just come easy to you. It's going to have to deal with these little things during the day. So yeah, on the 18th tee, I was thinking, lining up, I'm like, I've had a perfect drive here every day. Where's the one place I can't go to make this easy? I'm like, left. And also, I've been playing that perfect fade all week, and I've just got to the top of my swing, I've just went, don't go left. And I've hit the wipest open face, but I knew right, I could still easily make a par. And it caught a bit of the fairway, but it was a horrible swing, a very, very, very nervous swing, actually. Yeah, I wasn't trying to hide the fact that I was like super nervous over this tee shot. And I remember asking Steve there, I was like, is there water up there? What's up there? What's up there? Just proper panicking. Just fizzed that down there, left myself a wedge in the fairway all good. And at this point, like, it's yours to mess up totally here, but you just surely can't. The pin position helped, so that kind of long back left pin, it wasn't in that right bit. And my third shot, and you look at this set, and it's just like amazing. To see like all the people that have won this before, and then all of a sudden you've got an opportunity is incredible. Bernard Langer's last event as well, pretty cool event to win. And I'm standing over this wedge, and it's like a perfect yardage for like a little 3/4 56 in there, and get a bit of spin off it and hit it close for birdie. But not me. I hit full 60-degree and just lumped it as hard as I could to guarantee a strike, stay short, give myself a putt, all this stuff. Couldn't even relax here, so I'm thinking, if a 3-putt and Smithy makes his, I'm in a playoff with him. So, not fun, not the funnest of moments. And I remember even now, just like how nervous I was there with this first putt, thinking if I knock it 4 foot by, if I knock it this, But when it's your week, the touch is just there. And honestly, how this didn't go in, I'll never know. Yeah, look at the pace on it. It's like I walked after it thinking, oh, how's that not went in? And yeah, just with like having a kind of rough year, being sick and everything, it just all kind of came rushing, came rushing out. And yeah, moments you work for all your life and just that you tap in just to seal it. Standing there thinking like, oh, I've done it. It's so cool and a good moment for me and my career there. And it's just so hard. It's so hard to go over the line in golf tournaments, so you don't get many opportunities either. So when you finally do manage to just do it, it's just incredible. And actually watching this right now just makes me want to go to the range and just start practicing, and get on the course and work on the game. But yeah, it was incredible moment. So Tara was my first, and I won Northern Ireland wire to wire, which was really cool. But and it does make it a bit easier because you just think, "Heck, I've won that, mate. I've won a couple times before. I've won once before. Now my next time I've been in contention, which I was last week in India. It's like, I've won 3 times before. So it does take a bit of pressure off, and I have done it. And if I don't get this one, like at least I have, experienced it and done it. But at the same time, it's still so nerve-wracking because you want it so much. But knowing that you've been able to put yourself through the paces before and actually go over the line does make a difference because mentally you're capable of it. So definitely it was, yeah, it makes a massive difference, especially the way I got the one in Northern Ireland done. Um, holding that putt in Qatar on the last green as well, you're like having to make it and you do it. All of a sudden you start believing yourself, like, wait, when the going gets tough, I can really do it. And not even just winning tournaments. Even like when you're in the cut line, you make a putt to make the cut, you're like, well, I've hold to make to win tournaments before, I can do that. You get confidence from it, and it's that's how you get confidence, doing well and just standing up at the right time and letting all that hard work and practice take over and delivering in the big moments. Yeah. If you enjoyed watching me go through my rounds, comment below and let us know who you'd like to see next go through one of their rounds. Cheers, guys.
To watch another DP World Tour video, click here, and to subscribe, click here.